reality. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are doing the MMA show, or the combat show, we're going to be calling it today. So we have a big weekend coming up. We have UFC 278, Usman versus Edwards, and we also have the heavyweight championship of the world on the line, where Oleksandr Usyk takes on Anthony Joshua. We are joined with Matt and Jamie today, so thank you very much, Jones, for joining us. We'll start off with MMA because, like I said, obviously we'll leave the heavyweight title till near the end of it. We're gonna start with Matt, of course. Obviously, Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards, a rematch that has been a long time coming. Explain to us what you think, how it's going to go, and are you excited for it?
No, I'm not really excited for the UFC this weekend, to be fair. I think Usman's going to batter again.
Okay. What about you, Jamie? What do you think?
I actually think it's going to be quite.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be quite close. I think Usman might slowly be getting a little bit like how Adesanya is getting in his fights. I know it's tough to say after one decision against Covington, but I think that's just the way. I think that's just the way. It's the route for champions nowadays. If you can just outpoint a guy, you're always going to win. No, because to take a belt off a champion, you've got to batter the champion, and that doesn't really happen that much. You see it sometimes in a couple of the women's fights, but I think I'm going to go Usman by decision, but I think it'll be close. I think Edwards has definitely improved from the first fight, but so is Usman. I think Usman is pound for pound number one in the UFC. He's an absolute animal. I definitely think he's going to win, and he could stop him. I just don't think he will. I think Edwards is going to hang in there enough. I think Edwards is definitely very well balanced. He's very well rounded, and I think, he'll stay in there. But I think Usman is a whole different level to everyone in that welterweight roster. So I'm going to go Usman by decision, unanimous decision though.
Okay. I'm going to go opposite, boys. I'm going Edwards. I think he's going to bring home because, and I'm going to give two reasons. Usman's come back from surgery from both his knee and his hand, right? So both of them will be a factor you have to take into account, right? You look at Edwards, he's been training for a year and a half for this fight. He's wanted this fight for a long time. And to be fair, when you look at it, Usman never finished him. They went to a decision. And the reason why it did was because Usman had a greater advantage when it came to wrestling, especially. Now you look at Leon Edwards, 9-fight win streak, arguably probably the longest win streak in the division, except for Usman, of course. But other than that, it's a great fight, and I do think he has the skills to put away Usman, if anyone can, to be fair. About the Colby fight, I think,
it's stopped by Diaz though last year, and Diaz is.
Oh come on, Diaz is a stud.
Oh, he's unbreakable though. Yeah, I wouldn't say anyone should not be able to stop Diaz.
Nah, Diaz is a passer,
man. Shows that imagine against Usman if he.
It was like the Stockdown slap. Do you know what I mean? You can't take that.
No, imagine Usman rocks him up with.
But to be fair, we also will get on to the next event where Nate will be talking. He will be fighting Khamzat Chimaev, which will be a big event. For UFC 279. But yeah, like I said, so we've all picked our opponents we've all picked the winner for the main event. Let's talk about the co-main event. Now, this is a very interesting fight. We have the return of both fighters. Now you're looking at the model in Luke Rockhold and the sober man in Paulo Costa. Go on, Matt. What do you think about this fight? Because I love this fight. This is my dream fight right now.
I think Luke Rockhold's going to get the win.
Oh my lord! Go on. How is he going to do it?
No reason. Decision.
Okay.
There's no reason to say why, but.
No, that's fair enough.
So who's winning?
He said Rockhold.
Oh, what?
That's what he said. Like.
You'll see. I'll put 20 quid on it.
What do you think, Dave? What do you think, Jamie?
I've got Costa winning, but I don't know if I want to go. I don't want to go decision again because I feel when I do UFC predictions, I go decision for basically all of them. But I think in a 3-round fight, I feel it is. If you only have 15 minutes, it's hard to stop someone, especially when they're quite well balanced as well. I think when they're quite evenly matched. But I go Paulo Costa. Yeah, you know what? Paulo Costa. Round 1 knockout. I go Paulo Costa to win, and I'm just going to go first round KO.
No.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's fair enough. So we got conflicting already for this one. Perfect. For me, I'm going Paulo for 2 reasons again. Always here with these 2 reasons. Number one, he's part of my favorite fight ever in UFC, where Paulo Costa versus Yoel Romero, one of the greatest fights. Watch it again. It is fucking amazing. I watched it live. I remember it was great crack. Anyway, the reason why I think so, because Luke has come back after 3 years without fighting, right? He has a jaw that is glass because let's be real, he got knocked out by Michael Bisping's left hand. And no, but who did he get dropped by Michael Bisping? No, he did not, Matt. All right, so shush. But not only that, but you look at Paulo Costa, man. He's ready to go. He's got the magic juice that Paddy the Baddy gave him, so he's ready to go. So I can't wait for that, man. To be fair, if they ever come back together, like I think like a partnership between Paulo Costa versus Paddy the Baddy Plymouth would be like a better one than Darren Till and Hamzat Chimaev. That would just be the best friendship ever. Like,
you think so?
I think so, definitely. Because you look at Paulo, man. Some of the stuff he says on Twitter is just the funniest shit ever.
Oh, over Twitter, it's funny. Like, I wish, like MMA fighters on Twitter are a different breed. Like they just think.
I remember he said something like, I think it was with Rose or something, and Dana was like, "Take this down" or something like that, and they just didn't. I was like, for fuck's sake, man, you're gonna get in trouble.
Paddy's a wanker.
But oh my. Well, there you go. Here's one of our underrated takes. Why is he a wanker? Go on, Matt.
Why?
I love
why
him,
is he a
man.
wanker?
I love Paddy. Yeah, I love Paddy the Baddy. Why?
He preached man's mental health while trying to teabag his opponent after submitting him.
But there's reason to that. Like he was. There's.
I don't know. I understand the reason. And that obviously, he spread a good message, but like he could have showed a bit more respect to his opponent. They just beat instead of trying to humiliate him in front of national.
Okay.
To be fair though, he teabagged him, but then he went straight over to he went after he did, he looked over and he laughed and they had a little hug and stuff.
But
I do think it was
already done. He's already violated him.
I think that's his thing. Like that's the guy who was fighting. Was it Levitt? That's his thing.
Yes,
So if someone else is gonna do it, I don't know if it's disrespect. I think it's a big laugh. Like so, I understand what you're saying, but I think it was all funny. Like I think Paddy didn't mean any. It wasn't disrespect. It was just I think it was humor.
Could you imagine losing a fight and getting teabagged straight up?
I'd never fight again. Like,
there's no shame losing to Paddy the Baddy. To be fair, you're going to get paid big time. To be fair, as well, like because the fame that will pass on. But the reason why he did it, Matt, you might not know this, right? But Jordan Levitt in his last fight twerked, right? And this is a true story.
I know the guy twerked.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. Fucking deserved to get teabagged. That cunt. Fuck him. No, sorry. We have to keep it PG on this channel because we're monetized. Apologies, man.
Molly's a gimp as well. They all act like Liverpool's such a bad place. They do. They act like they're.
Matt doesn't want to show his face, lads, because he probably is in Liverpool right now. But
no, I'm not.
But no, so yeah, what I have for Paulo Costa, I'm going to say second round knockout, but I'm going to see there's going to be it's going to be like the Jan fight with Rockhold, where he just gets dropped at the end of the first round and he's dazed. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But Paulo Costa definitely. Yeah, he should go. He should do what he did against. What was it? It was against Romero. He goes like, "I want to fight this champion. I will prove that I'm the champion again." Like, I want to see that again. But yeah, like I said, a great fight, honestly, and a great way to come back for Paulo Costa because, like I said, Luke Rockhold does have a big name when it comes to MMA. Obviously, he's got his modeling career and all that, but he's a former UFC middleweight champion. He did beat Chris Weidman in his peak. That's what we need to know before all the injuries. So we'll move on, obviously, to the third one, and arguably one of the most interesting fights because we do not know how this run could really go. You got Jose Aldo and Merab. I can't say his name. Dvalishvili or something. I can't. Apologies to anyone. The Georgian. Yeah, it's hard to say. Apologies. The Irish tongue doesn't really work for me for here. But Matt, have you heard of this fighter and give us your take on this fight?
No, I've not heard of that fighter. But I think Jose Aldo will win by second round TKO.
Okay.
I know the other guy's a favorite because I was checking before that.
Okay. You have to do your research, man. Fucking hell. Can't just have me and Jamie doing all the work here.
I'll step in.
During the Premier League videos, you love to talk. Now you won't talk. Right. Anyway, Jamie, what do you think about this fight?
I I don't know. I've obviously heard Merab and I've seen him a couple of times, but you've seen a lot more of Jose, which is why I'm going to lean towards Jose. But I think as well, it's like Jose's getting on, isn't he? He's only got a couple of fights left, and I think if he wants another title shot, this is a must-win for him because he's only really got one more title shot. I think before it's game over for him, or his time's up. So I think it has to be within the next 18 months. Or I think he just runs out of time. So I think this fight makes him so important. What, he's ranked number 3 at the minute?
He is ranked number 3, yes.
Yeah, so he's ranked number 3 at the minute. So a win, I don't know where that take him in the Bantamweight division, but I'm going to go Jose Aldo by... It's 3 rounds, isn't it?
3 rounds indeed, yeah.
Decision.
I agree.
The way it was Jose Aldo was like bounced back from that Conor McGregor loss is actually not, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend... or I think he's a friend, but it's a guy at the MMA Minute on TikTok, and he was saying it was such a big how he came back and all that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So my prediction, I do think Jose Aldo will win by decision, but the reason why I will say this, right, I have done my research on this fighter. His biggest win is Marlon Moraes, and who unfortunately is now out of the UFC for you know why, because he's not good enough. But anyway, hope you get back to the top, Marlon. We are rooting for you over here. But no, genuinely, what he does is he's like a Khabib, right? Where he just goes in, goes for the legs, tries to take you down. Only problem is Jose Aldo has elite takedown defense. So taking him down would be really fucking difficult. When it goes to this division, we will talk about the Bantamweight division and all divisions that will be fine this weekend. Obviously, we look at the Bantamweight division, you look at, obviously, UFC 280 when there's huge fights coming up with, Pedro versus O'Malley and the champion Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah,
it's a big stacked division. So I'm going to say third round or decision by Jose Aldo, but this is just going to be like another domination where he had against the likes of Pedro Munhoz or what's his name, Rob Font. There you go. So those that type of fight where he's just dominant. To be fair,
I think those fights are really impressive as well.
I do agree, and I do think it's impressive how Aldo was so big for 145 that he just went down to 135, and now he's having a good time there. I do believe. Yeah. I do think he was. I think he was pushed way too fast when he went against Pedro Jan. But realistically, he's come back up. He's very comfortable at that weight, and it's great to see because obviously, I was supporting Conor during that fight against Aldo, and now I may have celebrated it a lot. But like I said, one way to find out how it goes. But yes, we'll talk about the bantamweight division since we're on this title. About it, right? It's arguably the most stacked division in the UFC, and arguably it's probably one of the best matches. We've got obviously the champ against TJ Dillashaw, Jan versus O'Malley, Song Yadong versus Corey Sandhagen. That's going to be a great fight. People are sleeping on that fight, boys, and I think that will be a great fight. You've got obviously Chito Vera. He just bet Dominic Cruz. What a knockout! Have you guys seen that fight? Matt, did you see that fight?
What fight?
Chito Vera versus Dominic Cruz. It was like last weekend.
No, I didn't see it.
The commitment. There you go. No,
where his tooth or his toes in his mouth.
Yep.
And I said, I literally said as well. Someone asked me like on a live, like, what's your prediction for that fight? And I thought to myself, I didn't say it at the time, but I was like, Vera by. It was you that asked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was you that asked me, and I didn't say it, but I kind of thought to myself, I was like, I'd love to go Vera by like another like unbelievable kick again.
Yeah,
and then like just bang.
To be fair, it's very well timed, and I will tell you why it happened because Dominic kept moving his head down like this, and then he moved like that, and he just read it. I was like, Dom, you can't keep doing that, man. You're gonna get caught, and he got caught. But the weird thing was, right? People were saying that he should retire. He was dominating that fight against Chito Vera. I was like, what the fuck are we watching here? But no, it was a great knockout, and arguably fair play to Chito. Obviously, he getting the win is a big step for him. Obviously, I think he definitely would be pissed about O'Malley getting a shot at Pedro before him. Like, I think that would be funny. But yeah, like I said, great fight last weekend. What did you think about the Onana fight, Jamie? Because you probably watched that too, did you? The co-main event.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't get to watch the event at all.
Oh, really? Oh, fair enough.
Sorry.
Talk about my commitment, RJ.
Shut up! I watch all of them. Right, I'll just get the man's name. But like I said, I watched this fight and I was just there like, how in the name of God did these two get put together on this card? Nate Landwehr versus David Onama, Onama, right? Great fight. I had it the other way, right? But I thought Onama was going to win by decision. But like I said, these two were absolute killers, boys. Do rewatch it. Like I say, it's a very good fight. But we'll ask the the crew today. Who is your favorite bantamweight fighter? You can say of all time or right now. So we'll start with Matt.
Right now, Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Right now, Sean O'Malley. Yeah.
And what about of all time?
I don't have one for all time right now.
Shit, the preparation here, man. All right. So what do you think, man?
Right now, I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley, but all time I probably go. Yeah, I like Dominic Cruz. I've always been a fan of Dominic Cruz. I really love that. Was it in him and TJ when they were doing the back and forth? And I loved it. He was like, "You're just giving me opinions." I love his talk. So I don't want to say Cruz right now because the Cruz of right now isn't my favorite, but the prime,
of course, of all time, because he's a GOAT, like 2-time bantamweight champion. Arguably could have done it a third time if he won that fight. To be fair, but. Yeah, no, I love Sugar Sean O'Malley. Why can you not? Who actually hates him, man? Like, probably if you're a fan of Chito, maybe, but I mean, like, it's a great little. He's a great little lad. To be fair, knows how to promote himself, and his podcast is hilarious as well, man. I love watching his podcast, man.
I thought it was really funny. Sorry to interrupt, but I thought it was really funny when they were, during lockdown when he was like, when he made loads of TikTok videos. I love when he like referred to the people in the comments as the experts. I thought that was so. It was so subtle, but it was so funny. He was like, you guys let me know how you're getting on because you guys are the experts and stuff like that. Because he was telling them how to throw shots, telling a professional fighter how to throw. I couldn't believe it. Like guys with no profile picture went telling this man how to throw shots. So respect, like
you got, and that's the thing about him. Like when it comes to promotion, he's like levels above everyone, and it does not make sense because, like, obviously you look at Conor McGregor, he's at the top. Then you probably got like O'Malley, Izzy, probably. Well, like you put his name on a pay per view, instant 1 million buys, no matter who he's against. That's how much his name is. But I mean, you look at other people who are very promotional and all that, but. Yeah, it's like I said. So my favorite all time as well. I forgot to say this, right? Funnily enough, right, and I'll say this now. He maybe not like he didn't fight that much in bantamweight, but it's Henry Cejudo, man. I love Triple C, man. And the only person. This is what I will say, and we'll talk about this as well, just because why not? We've got 18 minutes already started. Triple C, should he come back, and who should he fight? So we'll start with Matt again, and we'll move on to Jim, and we'll come back up to me. I do have the best opponent for him, and the way to make him. Probably the greatest of all time. Matt, who do you think he should fight next if he does come back? Or if he's allowed to? So, Henry Cejudo, Triple C, the King of Cringe. Who should he fight if he does come back?
Sean O'Malley.
That would be a fun fight. I wouldn't say no to that. What about you, Jamie? What do you think?
Is Sean O'Malley the one he was given beef to when who was doing their interview? Yeah, and Henry Cejudo was like, it's like, I need a warm-up fight. And Sean O'Malley was like this. So maybe Sean O'Malley.
I think the press conference would be good for it.
The press conference would be so funny.
Yeah, it depends if O'Malley beats Jan, which I don't think he will. But if O'Malley beats Jan, then
big up Russ in the chat. I'm too big for him. No, but I would never fight them. Here's a bit of fancy booking for you lads, right? And I think this is the only logical fight for this man to fight as well. I say Alex Volkanovski at featherweight. I think it's the only logical fight that makes sense for Alex because he wants to go up to lightweight. I'm like, no, stay here and fight Triple C. Give him the C4. I want C4 as a champion, man. It'll be probably the best moment ever, and that will secure him as the GOAT of MMA. I think, to be fair.
I would like to go into lightweight.
I think. Oh, come on, 3 championship belts, like. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I love John Jones. Don't get me wrong. He's a savage inside the octagon. Outside, he's savage or something else. But we won't mention it. We love you, John. But yeah, like who else? Like GSP. I mean, there's some controversy back then. But anyway, We'll talk about the middleweight, obviously, because like I said, we'll just revamp from we've had from the middleweight division. Do you think, right, Matt, that Israel Adesanya will be champion after his fight with Alex Pereira? Because that fight just got announced a few weeks ago at UFC 281. I think that's at the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken, maybe, or
like November, December time, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, what do you think, Matt?
I don't think he's got the capabilities of beating him like convincingly enough for the judges to sway it. So yeah, I do think he will be champion.
Okay, that's a good. What about you, Jamie? Do you think?
I think there's no doubt in my mind it's an and still come UFC 281 or 282.
Okay, yeah, 281.
Yeah, there's no way, Pedro. I'm sorry, no chance. No, yeah. He's had 3 fights in the UFC and he gets a title shot only because he knocked Adesanya all them years ago out in the kickboxing division. Yes, he has this ridiculous left hand, but Adesanya doesn't really get hit anymore. Yes, he got clipped a couple of times by Raw, but not anything scary damage. That's right. I don't think he's been hit hard since Romero hit him with that overhand right.
Yeah.
Kickboxing's far different as well.
Exactly.
Andrew Tate can come to the UFC and become a champion.
But Izzy, like the thing with Izzy, he doesn't even take him down, so it'll literally be a scrap. This is what I would also say as well. Actually, I do think it'll be new. I do think so because there will definitely be a psychological warfare here. Trust me, he will know that he's 2-0, and that's what Izzy's thinking in his mind. You look at Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland had him rattled just by saying, "Oh, he's 2-0 against you." Do you know what I mean? So, I think we'll see new because, and I'm sick to death of having Israel Adesanya as champion. He's a boring champion, does not fight for the fans. He cleverly fights. Do you know what I mean?
Come on. That's how
yeah, but I don't know. Cleverly fights is a skill to be able to win fights like that.
Kamaru Usman, right? Brings it. He brings it. Alex Volkanovski brings it.
Yeah.
He might not knock him out. That's fine. But at least you bring it for the fans. That's why
I understand that. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. And that's why I think he's losing a lot of fans. Really, well, obviously he has millions of fans. Don't get me wrong, but he's losing that pecking order where, like, if he doesn't fight, if he doesn't finish people, right? How are you going to put him as the top or the GOAT of the middleweight division? You saw Anderson Silva knocking people out cold. He even finished Chael's. Actually, no, he didn't finish Chael's son. He bet him. He lost 4-1 to him, lads. That's how it works. But yeah, so
undisputed champ. Chael's son and never lost a round.
God bless him, man. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, I don't think Izzy will do it. Honestly, I would love to see him knocked out once more.
I wouldn't. Personally, Izzy's one of my favorite fighters.
Really? Yeah, fair enough.
I can understand why people have gone against him, and I have as well. I mean, the last fight, I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. I was a little bit wrecked before I watched the fight anyway because it'd been on the beds. But I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Really? Yeah, I fell asleep too. Once he walked out, I was like, all right, night, lads. I'm off.
I think I fell asleep just towards the end of the 5th because it was getting so repetitive.
Look,
round 5 were exactly the same. No, round 2 and round 5 were exactly the same. Because Cannonier came in with like at least something to the table. But no.
And that's the problem with Izzy. The way he fights is kind of like counter-striking. You try and come in with a punch, he'll come in with another one, right? And that's why, with his
skill.
No, I don't admire that. Yeah, I want to see blood. I want to see action, Matt. I want to see everything, lad.
But he wants to see his future.
Where would Floyd Mayweather rank in boxing for you?
Yeah. Well, he finished people.
Early on his career, Izzy's done, but then
Well, he finished McGregor. He finished.
Yeah, finished McGregor in boxing. Finishing McGregor's got to be. It's on the bottom of Mayweather's achievements. Is finishing McGregor. He's at hardest balls.
He made a lot of money from that fight. I can tell you that definitely.
In terms of like boxing achievements, though, it's
also boxing
even like top 10.
But yeah, it would be tough for McGregor to come in and beat one of the greatest of all time. I put Muhammad Ali above him.
Everyone was so confident it was going to happen at the time.
But like, you look at the power McGregor has, and at the time, no one could take that hand. He took a guy, right, who had 10 years undefeated in Jose Aldo and knocked him out 13 seconds. I mean, like I said,
Oh no, but what I'm saying is like, what about Mayweather? Like, because I feel Mayweather and Adesanya are very similar styles. Up until the McGregor fight, obviously, Mayweather's style was hit and don't get hit. And in my opinion, it's just the sweet science in full effect. I think it's a brilliant one. I obviously understand how boring it is, but I can appreciate it so much.
It brings people in as well.
I don't.
Because it's like how Jake Paul sells his fights. People buy it and hoping that he.
No one buys it. Nah, Matt, don't say that. No one buys it anymore. That's why he cancelled it.
Yeah.
No, but people watch it to hope he loses.
Oh yeah, when Mayweather hit 40-0, the only reason people watched him is to see him lose. People just want him to lose when you're at the top.
And that's the reason why he picked McGregor.
Israel as well, eventually.
People just won't watch it. Simple as that. I don't think they just will say, "Look, he's gonna win. Who cares? Move on." Like I said, he went to light heavyweight, and I think that's why people got so shocked because he got bitched when it came to the ground. Jan's a much bigger fighter than him, Jan Blachowicz. And I did think that like Jan, once you take him to the ground and you keep him there, he can't do anything. Because like I say, his stature is more of the thin, like, and don't get me wrong, he does use it well. I mean, obviously against my favorite fighter, Paulo Costa, he did finish him, and obviously Matt, you probably hate him because he disrespected him by fucking. if you know, you know, of course, what he did. But yeah, like I said, I don't like Israel. I hope Alex does win because not only is he,
you'll be watching it and hoping that he loses.
I'm watching in hopes that
you one of them. Wins. You're the one. You're the one.
No. To be fair, I like Alex's style as well. The way he knocked out Strickland, I don't know what Strickland was doing, but like just the nice like punches that he gave him and just knocked him out cold. I think that was a great one. To be fair. Russ is in the chat. Muhammad Ali is definitely above him. Even Tyson for me. I would agree. I definitely would agree.
No way is Mike Tyson above Floyd Mayweather. No way. Mike Tyson is literally not. Lennox Lewis is better than Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson not even top two heavyweights.
I thought he was thinking Tyson Fury. I thought he was. Oh right.
No, Tyson Fury.
Oh, if it's Tyson Fury,
I thought it was Tyson Fury. Mike Tyson. I don't know.
Tyson Fury is not above Mayweather either.
I would say so. The reason why I put him is because how, like, you look at him, right? He does not look like a boxer, lads. Let's be real. He does not look, but he is one of the greatest when it comes to beating Vladimir Klitschko 2014, beating your man, what's his name, Deontay Wilder 3 times. To be fair, he won that first fight. It was just because of the knockdowns that saved him.
Yeah, but those are two of the like Wilder, Klitschko, maybe Dillian White. There's only a few like high end names in Fury's record.
Right. Okay. Go on. Proceed. Mike Tyson. Right, Mike Tyson. I wouldn't say so.
No way.
You look at the controversy with Mike Tyson, right? Like, obviously, you know, with the biting the ear of was it Holyfield? Did he do it?
Holyfield,
yeah. Like there's so many more.
Also, people seem to forget, right? Right. I'm not even going to talk about it, but Mike Tyson went to prison for 5 years for things that are unspeakable things, and that's not to do with his boxing. We're talking about his boxing only. I think Mike Tyson is super overrated. He's lost 5 times because he only ever got tested 5 times. Every time Mike Tyson got tested, he folded. There was never a case where Mike Tyson was in any danger and went on to win the fight. That never ever happened. Every time he got hurt, he folded and he lost the fight. Lennox Lewis is above him. Evander Holyfield is above him as well in terms of their era. He's not top 5 heavyweights of all time.
Canalo's above him.
It's an opinion. It's an opinion at the end of the day. Yeah, I could beat Mike Tyson because it's an opinion. You know what I mean? And there's just
that's chatting shit.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying. An opinion. Yes, I get it, but I hope.
What I think about Mike Tyson, if we had to say like who's the most scariest heavyweight we've ever seen, I think you definitely could put Mike Tyson in that conversation. When he came out of prison, like Jesus Christ, when that was.
By the way, I really, really like Mike Tyson. I really
I do like him too.
I just don't like the thing that people say is like the greatest of all time, because one of the baddest, scariest man, one of the hardest hitters ever. I can completely appreciate that, but if you just got to look at a boxing in a different light.
Oh, okay, boys.
Mike Tyson.
Right, so we got a question for you, 2 of you. Name 10 fights Floyd was tested out of 50.
Marcus Maidana.
Oh, here we go.
Sugar Shane Mosley, Marcus Maidana, the second fight as well. Those are 3 opponents where Floyd Mayweather is in a lot of danger in all of them. You can even look at the Cotto fight as well earlier on in his career as well against Gatti. There's 5. You can name me apart from all the losses he took. Name me like 3 people Mike Tyson beat.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It is a big.
I hate this because I feel like I'm being really rude to Russ, and I also feel like I'm disrespecting Mike Tyson. But it's just something I feel really passionate about. Sorry, but
I mean, we are at the combat. You know, we're this is the combat show. That's nothing is everything's grand. So, but yeah, like I said, we'll obviously one of the things for welterweight. Can Kamaru Usman, right? yeah, we got to bring it back, but we'll get back to boxing because, like I said, the heavyweight title is on the line. For Kamaru Usman, like I said, this is obviously another big fight for him, a big rematch coming back. If he does win this, does he become the GOAT, or what does he have to do, in particularly, to become the GOAT? Because I think most of us, has John Jones, DJ, or someone else as their GOAT, and probably Anderson Silva or whatever. We'll get into that as well. What does he have to do? Because like I said, I do think he's probably top 10, I'd say right now. Top 5, top 10 maybe for my GOATs. But what do you guys think?
Usman.
Kamaru Usman, yes. What does he have to do it?
Can he move up?
He has said that he'd go to light heavyweight. He would never go to middleweight, he said, because of Izzy. Because they're bonds. But that's if Izzy
goes light middleweight, Usman goes middleweight. Or what if Izzy goes light heavyweight, Usman goes middleweight?
I don't think Izzy would ever leave that division ever again after one.
No, yeah, true.
Yuri Prochazka would kill him, like samurai style, I'd say.
His ponytail. Yeah,
exactly. The fucking one that goes up to like here, like Jesus.
I said this. He has got to be one of the scariest looking boys I've ever seen.
Yuri Prochazka. Ooh. I think Ngannou, man, is first for me. You see him coming at you. Yeah, man. He's like 6'4" or something like that, coming straight at you with a punch. Like
my feeling Ngannou's a bit of a cuddly bear, like.
Nah,
I feel Ngannou goes out with the kids. Like Ngannou goes to the kids, and he goes to like school assemblies and stuff like that.
That's his personality, though. Looking at him, if you're like at the other side of the octagon, you're like, "What have I done to make this happen to me?" Like,
right enough. Yeah,
I respect Cyril Gane for coming at him, but like, how do you get wrestled by fucking Francis Ngannou? How? Anyway, but to be fair play to Francis for winning, and hopefully he comes back, fight John Jones at the end of the year. That's my dream. I want John Jones versus Ngannou, and that would be a great fight. But Matt, what does Kamaru Usman have to do? So I'll leave you to.
What?
I think he had to leave like temporarily. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was
sorry about that.
In the welterweight division, he's already been called.
No, I'm talking about GOAT in general, not.
General. No.
In general, yeah. For UFC, what does he got to do? Because, like I said, John Jones is definitely up higher. Or does he have any chance?
He's got no chance. No.
He's got no. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know if he's got no chance. I don't know. I think domination is a big thing in the UFC.
Okay, well, look. Since we're moving on to that topic about GOATs. We'll do our top 10, right? Maybe some of you have it prepared, maybe you don't. We can name them, whatever. Who's in your top 10 GOATs of MMA? Or not, let's say UFC, because like MMA is very broad. Like say you've got, Japan, you've got Pride, you've got all them, like I said, and I could name loads of them back in the day, but yeah, those are great. There'll be great fights there. So we can go by one to one. Who is anyone confident going by their top 10 first?
Seeing as this was your idea, do you want to rattle off yours and then?
Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'll give you some time to think. Right, I'd say I'm going off this from the top of my knowledge, right? And I might be wrong. If I forget some people, I do apologize. But this is from my top 10. 10th, I'm going Daniel Cormier. 9th, we'll go male and will we go male and female or just male?
Male and female.
Male and female, perfect. Okay. All right, so honorable mentions as well, right? I'll have to write this down as well. I thought I had written down, but I didn't. Honorable mentions to Khabib because he's not in my top 10, nowhere near. He retired in his prime, lad. You can't get in here. Oh my god, delusion. delusion. All right, hold on. Let me just quickly do this. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. We will go through the comments actually before. Russ says, didn't fight Pacquiao until... Okay, that's why I said by accident. And Marcos Maidana did not retire the same year Floyd fought him.
No, he didn't.
Who's my number one? My number one for boxing, if that's what we're still talking about, is Muhammad Ali. People's champion.
Mine's Mayweather.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, we can... shoot. Khabib is in your top 10? No, and I will tell you why. All right. Yes, he's great. He's done some great things at lightweight division. Fought probably 10 times there, but gone. That's what I mean. Don't worry about doing the rest of your list. Shut up, Russ. So we're going.
I think we should choose a top 5. There's too many.
I would say maybe
All right.
10, but I wouldn't have them in an order. I can maybe have the top 3 in an order, but I wouldn't have 10 in an order.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Who else could I put in? Okay. Right. Well, here, let's do top 5, right? And if you can say honorable mention, say that if you were going to put them in top 10, right? So for my top 5, I put number 5. I'm gone for Amanda Nunes. I think you can look at her; she's the GOAT of the women's division, and let's be real, she's better than half the men that could come there. Number 4 is my guy Triple C in Henry Cejudo. 3rd, I've gone for Anderson Silva. Oh shit! No, sorry. Change that around. Take out Henry Cejudo. Put Silva number 4. I've gone for GSP in number 3, John Jones in number 2, and Mighty Mouse number 1. I think people just sleep on Mighty Mouse way too much, man. He used to clap people harder than Khabib used to do, man, back in the day. So, yeah, that's my top 5. Yeah, what do you guys think, Matt? Go on, you can start with your one since don't have a screen
my
on.
top 5 is I've got GSP top because he's my favorite.
Fair.
I've got Ronda second because I think she's done a lot for the whole.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. That's fair.
No, it's not just in like fighting terms. Like she's done a lot for UFC in general.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
You might as well put Connor there then.
No, Connor. 3rd, I've got Anderson Silva.
Okay.
4th, I've gone Khabib. I don't know why he hasn't made a list. And 5th, I've gone Connor because he's done a bit for UFC.
Come on, we got him in. So no John Jones. No John Jones.
No, I don't think John Jones is
no DJ either. No Demetrius.
No. I'm only based on fighters I've watched.
Okay, fair enough. There you go.
You know, on the UFC Fight Pass, you watch all the old fights.
I don't have a Fight Pass. No.
I don't have it either, but they're all on YouTube. They're all on YouTube.
Lads, I'm dedicated. How am I the only one dedicated here? No, I'm messing. Go on, Jamie. Well, who's your top 5?
Number 1, I'd probably have John Jones. Number 2, I'd probably go DJ. I think he's got to be the most well-rounded fighter ever. Oh yeah, DJ's good. Number 3, I'd probably go Anderson. Number 4, I like your picking. I'm going to change mine. I'm going to put Amanda Nunes in there, like with you. And then number 5, I'll probably go GSP. Yeah, so Jones, DJ, Silva. Well, maybe GSP and Silva. I'd maybe go GSP above Silva. So. Yeah, I've listed 5 fighters there, but
I agree with Russ on this one. He has to be like, obviously his outside life we can put that away because that's real. Connor can never be there if we're talking about John Jones's outside life. Proper. But it is a tough decision because like let's wrestle. I remember that was one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. But yeah, like I said, it's obviously a tough debate, and we probably will do a video down the line again where we'll go again.
I think we need to do a video where we're prepared for it.
Yeah, Matt, like this was last minute, lad. Jesus. Anyway, like I said, we've been talking for MMA for 40 minutes. Like I said, a great card for this weekend. I'm very happy for it. We're gonna move on to boxing. Obviously, this weekend the heavyweight championship of the world is on the line. Ukraine's own Oleksandr Usyk takes on the legendary Muscles and Anthony Joshua.
The Michelin Man.
Right. Matt, how's this fight gonna go? And break it down for me. Break it down for me and Jamie. Say if we weren't fans.
Josh was gonna try and take his head off from the get-go. He's going to tire himself out. And Usyk's actually going to TKO him in the 7th round because Joshua will just wear himself out throughout the whole fight, in my opinion. I don't think Joshua can physically beat
We'll get
Usyk.
back to that. We'll get back to that, Russ, at the end.
I don't think Joshua can beat Usyk. It's not in his head. He's too, like, he got dropped by Andy Ruiz. I think Usyk can finish him easily.
That was some different times on that, all right? And
I don't care. Like, he's proven he's got no chin. He got knocked down by a fucking Klitschko in the past prime.
That's true. That's actually true.
But Klitschko has a ridiculous right hand. That straight right from Klitschko is literally like his signature punch.
He was in his 40s.
He still carry power. He's still a heavyweight, like I feel.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think any heavyweight can knock down another heavyweight. It's like a 200-pound guy hitting another guy. It's always gonna have power in it.
But Joshua has proven he did come back against Ruiz, I guess, but it was like an underwhelming.
I mean, it wasn't hard. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the size of Ruiz. No offense to him, but talk about it.
But he can't do that again. He can't have that same plan going against Usyk. Usyk's completely different to me.
Oh, I think.
So, Jamie, what do you think?
AJ's fight against Ruiz the second time was the game plan he had for Usyk the first time. Where literally AJ came out and admitted that he didn't want to hurt Usyk. He just wanted to outbox him because he wanted to outbox the boxer. So I don't know how.
In his head too much. He wants to prove everyone wrong. It's just.
Yeah.
Okay. So who are you going for, Jamie? How do you think this fight will go?
I'm actually, so I put out a tweet recently as well about this. So I think Usyk's going to win, and I think in my head Usyk's going to win, and I think very similar to what Matt thinks. Great minds think alike. I think Joshua, like Matt said, is going to go out to properly hurt him. But the thing with Joshua unloads for a round, and he takes like 2 rounds off, and we saw this even more in the Pulev fight. He was hurting him in the 3rd. Then again, he was hurting him in the 6th. It wasn't continuous. He has to take about 2 rounds off. Usyk has, I think, got the best tank in the heavyweight division. His stamina is ridiculous. I think that's those 2 rounds where AJ is trying to recover and get his energy back is where Usyk starts taking control and starts hurting him. And I feel that will hurt him even more and more and more. So say AJ gets a bit of success in the 5th, Usyk's 5th or the 6th, 7th, 8th, that'll be all Usyk. And I think Usyk will finish him 10th, 11th round. But I'm gonna say a big but here right now. Do not rule out Anthony Joshua nailing him in one punch. Just nailing him with the right hand. Just like Tyron Woodley, out on his belly, out in his face. Honestly, do not rule out AJ.
Don't compare Usyk to Woodley, man. Come on. Do not compare this, man.
Joshua
the fall. That was, I mean. Like where he's out on his where he's out in his face. Obviously not the boxer anyway.
Jesus, man. I was just going like, Jesus, man. You're talking about a guy who's just fallen so hard. He's now in the next season of Cobra Kai. For fuck's sake. That's how far he's
that sort of motion where he falls like on his face. Just because AJ carries this stupid bar. And I think AJ actually hurt Usyk a little bit when he landed a couple of times in the last fight, in the first fight. But
I remember that.
Don't rule out an AJ Hail Mary right hand. But I think
Usyk did have bruises all over his face. Joshua did. But he just didn't do enough.
Yeah.
We'll go to the comments before I give my opinion. AJ better win this time. I don't know what that means. Just needs to play his game and not try to outbox him. 100. All right, fair enough.
I think.
Yeah, he probably is, to be fair. Joshua wins rematch, but he has to mark up Usyk early again, gain the respect. AJ lands brutal to the body and ends within 6. I don't know about 6. That is bold.
AJ's quite a slow starter as well.
That's it. And this is why we'll say
he's really stiff in the first 2 rounds.
I think I'm going to disagree with both of you again. I think AJ will win it. Shut up, Matt. Jesus, come over there and beat you. Anyway, I think he will win, but it will definitely be by decision. I think he has to do exactly what you guys have been saying. Properly hurt him and just keep putting on the pressure. I know, obviously, like you said, what Jamie said, whenever he did knock your man, it took 2 rounds for him to get back to normal again.
Pulev.
This is what I'm saying, like, when it comes to Joshua, he needs to prove not only to himself, not only to his fans, but to Tyson Fury that he can actually come back and fight him, because I think that's the only fight Tyson Fury will come back to. Not only with
he'll come back to fight Usyk, I think.
Nah, I don't think Usyk.
In my opinion, I just don't see how Usyk loses on points. I feel if Usyk thinks he's losing the fight and AJ's hurting him, Usyk will just get on the bike and he just starts circling him. And his movement's ridiculous. His stamina's ridiculous, and AJ wouldn't be able to keep up. I think Usyk will know in his head, look, I'm losing this fight. I've just got to get in the back pedal a little bit, and I'm got to let him chase me.
See how calm Usyk is as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joshua seems very, I don't know how to describe
erratic.
It. Yeah,
True.
Not himself, basically. Like, I think Usyk's already beaten him.
Russ says round 8, Usyk will be flat on his back. Oh wow, okay. Interesting.
I also think as well, what people don't need to take into consideration, Usyk's very difficult to hurt. He's very difficult to hit.
Mm-hmm.
He's really difficult to hit. I think if AJ was going to try and beat him and try and outbox him, he's got to get him in the clinch and just put all his weight on him, because AJ's, I don't know how many stone heavier than him, but I think Usyk's ridiculously hard to hit. I don't think people they underestimate, or they must be underestimating his head movement, his defense, his everything. It's mad, yeah.
For this comment, Fury doesn't want to fight either fight for me. It's too risky. You're telling me Fury would kill both of them probably at the same time. I'd say give him a chance.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
to be fair, I think when you look at Deontay Wilder, right, I would love to see him versus Joshua. How that fight would go down.
I think Wilder would beat him.
I don't know, because you look at the footwork.
So.
Look at the footwork of Wilder. It's so weird. It's incredibly weird. He literally his feet just like weird.
In the 12th round in the first fight. Do you think Joshua would get up from that?
No, not a chance.
No.
Not a chance.
Nobody would actually, to be fair, but that's why.
But Fury's he's the Gypsy King, boys. He gets up from anything.
I think Wilder's the second best heavyweight. Not second. I'd put him third now. Usyk's second. I think Wilder's third best heavyweight in the world right now. And people just underestimating just Tyson Fury made him a bit.
It's weird how Usyk came up from cruiserweight up to heavyweight and beat the heavyweight champion of the world. I find that mad, just because you look at the size difference. He's so much smaller than him, but it also you look at AJ, right? He's got all the best physios, trainers, all that in the UK, and he doesn't beat him, right? It will say a lot about Tyson Fury and how he did things. Especially, you look at him imagine, and I actually was talking to a friend about this. Imagine Tyson Fury had abs.
I don't think he is.
I think he would look so scary. I think he'd look scary as hell. I think he would.
He looks scary. I think he'd be a worse fighter than.
I think he looks scarier without abs.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think he looks so odd with the abs, because he's got a big fat head as well.
And a belly, and a huge belly as well. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair.
Now that I think about it, I've never seen a man suit being fat more ever than Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He just suits being big.
Polar opposite to
Daniel Cormier as well. Don't get me wrong. He's another guy.
He suits being big. Like if he was small, he just wouldn't.
Imagine Daniel Cormier is properly built, like God forbid,
like a John Jones build.
Yeah.
Fine build. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, one way to find out. So yeah, I'm saying Joshua by decision.
Same as Derek Brunson, actually.
Nah.
Paddy Pimblett post-fight.
Yeah, where he gains about fucking 80 pounds. Fuck. I don't know how he does that, man. It's crazy, but fair play to him, man.
But he seems really it must be quite easy for him to lose weight. Like KSI, he says he can just eat and lose weight really quickly. He just must be one of them people that he's got a ridiculous metabolism. He just loses weight like that when he needs to.
I mean, the weight cut must be horrible. I've seen, when you look at some of the worst weight cuts, you think of McGregor to 145. That was horrendous. He looks so bad.
Until he lost his eyesight against
True. When he went to 170, that's another one that was bad. Who else? What another bad weight cut? But yeah. Let us look at the comments again. Usyk beats Fury.
And bad weight cuts.
The amount of stuff I could say about Khabib, man, it would be hilarious, but I'm not going to for the safety of this channel. Wilder's not a good boxer. He just has a right hand was blessed by God.
Yeah, that's why.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think AJ beats Wilder. I think AJ
it would be a very fun fight
as well, obviously.
I think the fight needs to happen.
It will not. I think after this fight, win or lose, I think he will get it because
It makes so much money, and Wilder's fighting in October as well, so I think they're leveling up to be quite similar.
Who's Wilder fighting again?
Helanius.
Ooh.
Or Zelanius. It's like Helium Zelanius or whatever.
I hope he comes back with a full on uppercut just because like where's my money at? Just I don't know, just fucking calls out people. That'd be great, to be fair. But like I say, it's a very interesting world when it comes to fighting. We've got so many good matchups coming up. Like I say, UFC, I think 280, I think is going to be one of the best cards of all time when it comes to it. You know, you've got such a great, beautiful card. Unfortunately, it's in October, which was way so long. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz is fighting again as well.
Is he? Who's Andy Ruiz fighting?
I forgot. Ortiz, I think. No.
Ortiz.
Ooh, is he actually? Hold on.
Luis Ortiz. There's no way he's still alive. Luis Ortiz is like 100.
I'm pretty sure it is Ortiz.
Hold on.
I think Ortiz beats him.
Luis Ortiz, yeah, he's right. He is right indeed.
Luis
Two
Ortiz,
heavyweights.
What is he now? 44.
September 4th. September 4th he's fighting.
That happened September 4th.
So 2 days after I get my names and results, boys. Come on. 2 days after my names and results. Like I said, I either run for the fences, boys, or I'm fucking celebrating. So one way to find out. But yeah, on that note, obviously we'll finish up. We do have, if anyone has questions, make sure you do put them in. We will answer them near the end. But there's one last event, lads. Obviously, I was talking to these lads. Apparently, didn't know anything about this one, but bare knuckle boxing. All right, there's a good little fight happening this weekend. We got Michael Venom Page versus Platinum Mike Perry. I can't wait for this fight, boys. Honestly, I love these two. Both are great characters and personalities. Great fighters as well. You look at Mike Perry, he's an absolute lunatic. But anyway, how do you see that fight? Do any of you remember this fight, or do you know anything about this? Or am I the only one just like...
Isn't Michael Venom Page, isn't his trainer also training KSI?
I believe so. They're very close.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, fair play for KSI. You got a really good coach in that, to be fair.
Yeah, I just for that reason, Michael Venom Page by 10 second KO.
What about you, Matt? What would you put in it?
It'd be a complete gas. I've never watched Bare Knuckle.
It's very... I don't understand like why you would do it, because it fucks up your knuckles badly. That's why they use like gloves in all sports. Like, so you had many people like Paige Van Zandt went over there. The GOAT Artem Lobov went over there. Who else went over there?
The person who commented on the Give Taylor Holder fight.
She mentioned it. She wouldn't give up about bare knuckle.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he saw Give if they wanted their bare knuckle after
that. when she was on commentary and she was talking about taking blows to the head, and she was like, "I would know all about it, seeing as I have the bare knuckle experience."
I think that was that a female? Was it? It could have been Paige Van Zandt, maybe. I'd say it probably was Paige Van Zandt. Yeah.
Did she not pull?
No one heard. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. That's class. Yeah, I know she does. She does have it, and I'm not subscribed because I'm not a beta. Anyway, like I said, lads, if you have any questions in the chat, make sure you put them in now. We are nearly finished. So, like I said, lads, out of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this weekend?
11.
Okay, perfect. Someone's broken the meter already. What about you, Matt?
9, because Tyson Fury not fighting.
God's sake, man. God bless. All right. All right. Okay. So actually, here's a question. I'll end on this because, like I said, we don't have any questions yet. Which fight would be more entertaining, Usman and Edwards, Usyk, Joshua? Which one do you think is going to be more entertaining one?
Usyk, Joshua.
Really? You don't mock
it? First 3 rounds is more entertaining than Usman.
I'm going Usman.
Naturally more.
Nah, I'll be honest. I prefer MMA, man. Honestly.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's just what you prefer. I prefer boxing. Yeah. I'm sure Matt prefers boxing. Enough, yeah. It's literally just what you prefer. MMA,
I'll say an underrated comment. I don't like watching boxing half the time. Unless it's someone I know and I like, I won't watch, honestly, because I just find it boring sometimes when it just it's 12 rounds, so
It's the
Yeah.
wrestling in UFC I can't get behind. It just
Yeah. They're like when I was
Yeah.
first getting into UFC, I was like, how can
Yeah.
people watch this? And I can understand the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I can,
Yeah.
I can understand.
Sure. Like, I was like one of many people who got in by Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? Like the amount of people he riled in was incredible, and it's the reason why
me in because I wanted him to lose. I'm pretty sure that's how I started watching it.
I loved his trash talking as well. But yeah, actually, look, it was to be fair, it's a great career he's had. Arguably, he's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame the minute he retires. To be fair, let's be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, here's one last other question because I was going to ask this. Charles Oliveira is a Makhachev, has been set for UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. Who wins that fight, lads? Because I really want to know what you guys think. So, Matt, we'll start with you first. I was going to say, call it Mick for fuck's sake. Matt, who do you think will win?
That's a hard one, to be fair.
He's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think it's hard voice for me. I know who I'm picking, and I know the scenario I'm going to pick as well.
I don't know. I want to say Charles Oliveira, but I don't.
Do you think it'll be finish or do you think it'll be decision? Because that might make it easier for us just to make the answer there.
I think it'll be a finish. It'll be a finish, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I think.
Do you consider Charles Oliveira the champ?
Yeah.
Perfect. I do think so. I think most of them make it as well.
I do think he'll win.
Okay.
I don't know. It is a hard one, I think.
No, that's fair enough. Jamie, what do you think from that fight? Because it's going to determine the whole lightweight division in a nutshell.
Yeah, it is tough, isn't it? Because Makhachev is just a different beast on the ground. He's like Khabib. He's not 2.0 because he's not as good as Khabib yet, but he's like a Khabib regen. I feel Oliveira like on the. If I was an Oliveira fan, which I will be for this fight, because I do want Charles to win. If he goes to the floor, I'm comfortable. If it's on the feet, I'm excited. You know what I mean? So for that reason, I'm going to go Oliveira.
I agree. Yeah. So let's just. I'll paint the scenario. I'll paint a scenario for you, boys. Charles got his back. He's strained. He's looking straight at Khabib. He's going to wrap in the rear naked choke. Tap out Islam Makhachev. Straight look at Khabib. Khabib comes back and says, "I need to come back to get redemption for my brother Islam Makhachev." That's why I think it's going to happen, boys.
And if Charles versus Khabib would be interesting. I don't know who'd win that.
And this is what I'm saying. The reason why I will never put Khabib in my because he fucking chickened out when he came to Charles Oliveira.
He didn't
because Charles Oliveira. Yes, he did. Come on.
He did that tight.
He wanted a challenge on his last fight, and he picked, out of all the people, Justin Gaethje.
Gaethje's a hard fight.
Not on the ground, though. Not on the ground.
Not on the ground. Yeah, not on the ground.
No. But he stood up for him for the first one.
The only thing Justin Gaethje has that is superior to everyone else in that division is leg kicks. That's it.
And chin, maybe, and his chin, or maybe Tony.
Michael Chandler. Oh no! Actually, I was going to take Michael Chandler. Who else?
You're right about leg kicks, though. You're right about leg kicks.
To be fair, like I'd hate to see because if Conor ever goes against Gaethje, I feel so bad.
Yes,
Conor is going to get beaten badly. Like, but actually, here's a question:
another one.
Sorry, I have loads of questions, boys, but we'll save them for next week.
No, this is good. I'm really enjoying it. Like,
if Oliveira does beat Makhachev, do you think he goes for that Conor fight, gets a big payday?
Oh, I should do. Yeah, if he was wise.
And do you agree with? I remember Bisman was saying this as Conor's best opponent in that division is Charles Oliveira. Do you agree 100%. With that?
Oliveira is there to be hit. Who hits the hardest in the division?
McGregor,
the notorious Big Mac. He hits the hardest. He hits the hardest in the division, and Oliveira is gaping to be hit. But I still think Oliveira, he would do dirty things to McGregor. He'd get on his back. He'd get him on the floor.
Even though he'd just go on the back and just like lay there for like 5 rounds, just like I will lock this in when I want to. You're not doing anything.
Yeah,
man.
But it didn't Conor say he would only ever fight again at welterweight?
Maybe
he would like to.
He's an idiot for doing that because he get battered by Usman.
Imagine him versus Hamza. Oh my lord, that would.
I remember there was talk about him fighting Hill a while back. That was ages ago.
No, but like, I mean, to be fair, when you look at McGregor when he was like, do you remember the pictures he released when he was in the gym and he was buff, like he was he was like 190 at least. Man.
Yeah,
He was a big boy there. I would have loved to see him 180. 185 Conor
does a lot for you.
scary.
But I think he'd be so. What?
Matt, say that again. Don't say it again. Actually, do not save this channel. He was just saying he's like sniffing a bit of the stuff he does. There you go. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but we're trying to save monetize on this channel, lad. For fuck's sake.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot.
Anyway, maybe we'll see the stories. But anyway, all I will say, right, if Conor does come back and fights Oliveira and wins, I will tell you this now: the country of Ireland will have a bloody celebration as for a month. I'd say the way it's looking, but. Well, you're not part of it, mate. Ha 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 ha. LL, take the L, take the L. Yeah, go support some fucking Northern Irish lad, whatever. Anyway, anyway, lads, we're going to end it there. I want to say thank you so much for everyone hopping on, and thank you so much everyone who's watching. It's been a great show. We've all had laughs talking about MMA and obviously boxing this weekend. We've made our decisions. Look, why do you have to bring them up, man? Like, we're already depressed as it is. That's why we're talking about this and not. Anyway, it's been a great show. So, Matt, where can they find you? Where can they find you? And actually, here's the last thing: put in your predictions so that people don't have to go back and watch them again.
Okay. MJWS 2001, I think, or is it 692? I don't know. Something on Twitter. And did you want me to wait? What do you want me to do now?
So, this is your prediction. So, Joshua, you're going with Usyk, aren't you?
Yeah, Usyk round 7.
You're going Usman?
Yeah.
You're going with Rockhold or Paulo?
Yeah, Rockhold.
And Aldo Jr.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you for coming on. Next time, put on your fucking camera, will you? Come on, be a man. Jamie, Price, where can they find you? And tell us their predictions for this weekend.
I'm on TikTok, MCK Sports, and my name, and then my Twitter is Jimmy McKeag. So it's MCKEAGUE because most people can't spell it. And my predictions for the fight are Usyk via late stoppage or decision. I'm gonna really sit in the fence about Usyk by a win. And then gonna Usman by decision. Then I'm gonna go Paulo Costa by round 1 KO, and then I'm gonna go Jose Aldo by decision. Okay, perfect. You can find me over by Jaguar on all social medias as I'm going with Joshua with decision. I'm going with Rocky Leon Edwards decision. I'm going Paulo Costa round 1 knockout and Jose Aldo decision. It's going to be a great card, lads. Hopefully you all enjoy. Thank you so much. We will be back next week. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.